So right now, there's both a tiger shark and a hammerhead under the boat. So I'm gonna hop back in and see if I can get them both on film. The Bahamas are home to some of the most iconic and well-known shark species on the planet. Of course, an abundance of reef and nurse sharks can be found here year-round, but the surrounding waters also play home to species like the iconic Great Hammerhead and, yes, even the tiger shark. The Bahamas are regarded as the shark capital of the world, and it's that fact that led me on my journey to the small island of Bimini, which is located just 50 miles off the coast of Florida and is home to some of the best shark diving in the world. Now, there are many places around the world where you can dive with tiger sharks, like the infamous Tiger Beach, which is located just 100 miles north of Bimini. However, there's only a few spots on the planet where you can dive with hammerheads, and even less where you have the possibility of seeing these two together. Thus, enter Bimini. This small island is best known for its shark diving, more specifically, its larger shark species. This trip has been #1 on my bucket list my entire life, and it wasn't until now that I got the opportunity to travel here myself. My journey started off real early in the morning in my hometown, where I would spend the next day and a half hopping on 3 different plane rides to get to this remote island. I even got to fly on this small plane right here going from Nassau to Bimini. The flight was only 20 minutes long, but the scenery made it incredible. But eventually, I finally made it onto the island of North Bimini, and after having a very successful first day of hammerhead diving, I would spend the next 24 hours preparing for my next shark dive. And little did I know, the second day of diving would bring me the most incredible dive of my life. What's going on, guys? It's Ray here, and today I'm still on location here in Bimini in the Bahamas, and today is day 2 of hammerhead diving. Now, yesterday we went out and we had 3 female great hammerhead sharks show up, with probably about 20 nurse sharks as well, but it was an incredible dive. The conditions today are supposed to be the same as yesterday, near perfect, which is about as much as you can ask for, so it's gonna be good out on the water. Today we're gonna have to see if we can maybe get some bull sharks to show up, maybe some tiger sharks as well. It's day 2 of hammerhead diving, so let's get it. So off we went. The weather was perfect and the ocean conditions were incredible. Getting to the shark grounds only took about a 10-minute boat ride. However, there was no telling when we would actually see some sharks. This isn't like a typical shark dive where you already have your target species at the site. Instead, we had to wait for the sharks to come to us. It only took 10 minutes the day before, but this process could take hours. So all I could do was sit and wait for the signal that we had some sharks. After only 15 minutes, one of the divers came up and said tiger, meaning that there was a tiger shark in the water. After hearing this, I got geared up as fast as humanly possible and jumped into the water. I did manage to be the first one in, and unlike the day before, I didn't have to wait to get up close with these sharks, because the tiger was right in front of me. I simply couldn't believe it. The two sharks I've wanted to dive with the most are hammerheads and tiger sharks, and in the span of less than 24 hours I had seen them both. Now she was pretty interesting to watch because she had the same routine. Come in for some chums, circle around some divers, and go right back in for some more food. Now this is the biggest difference between tigers and hammerheads. Tiger sharks aren't as skittish, and oftentimes will bump into and bite everything they can and won't leave an area if there's food. There's something about being in the water with a tiger shark that just takes your breath away. The way they slowly move around wherever they want, the beautiful striping along their bodies, and the sheer size of their head and teeth are just so captivating. One reason why tiger sharks are so fascinating to me is their bite. Look at this shot right here. Tiger sharks have such a unique bite. Their teeth are vastly different from any other shark. Instead of having the typical triangle-shaped teeth, tiger sharks have teeth designed the same as blades on a saw. Instead of just biting, these teeth help the tiger shark grind away at whatever they're eating. So, what is a tiger shark's favorite food? The answer is sea turtles. They use that jaw strength and blade-like teeth to crush the shell, which really no other shark can do. Now the dive was already about 30 minutes old, when out of the distance I could see the unmistakable shape of the Great Hammerhead. I had been so focused on the tiger shark I'd almost forgotten what the main target species was, the hammerhead. This hammerhead was another female, and wasn't one of the sharks we saw on the previous day. She also was displaying some unusually aggressive behaviors. I have never seen or heard of a hammerhead shark swimming around so fast before, but part of the reason might be because there was also a tiger shark present, which is definitely a little intimidating for a hammerhead. However, when you have two sharks of this size next to each other, they're bound to interact at some point. In this shot right here, I captured them bumping into each other. This is one of the craziest clips I've ever seen, because where else are you going to see something like this happen? But nonetheless, here I was, face to face with both the Great Hammerhead and Tiger Shark, and it made for some of the best footage I've ever captured. However, after a record time of 1 hour and 16 minutes underwater, my GoPro battery was low, so I went back up to the boat to replace it. I hopped back in where there was only a few of us left on the bottom. By this point, the hammerhead had unfortunately taken off, but I wasn't sad because this is where I had my closest encounters with the tiger shark. However, after spending 2 straight hours in the water with this tiger shark and a good chunk of it with the Great Hammerhead too, the time was up. I got the signal to head up to the surface and started my ascent. I was both sad and happy. Of course, sad that the greatest dive of my entire life was over, but extremely happy that I got face to face with my 2 favorite shark species for the first time. Up until this point, I had spent my whole life wanting to get in the water with these sharks. Every time I looked at the ocean, I would think to myself, I wonder if there's a tiger shark anywhere out there. And that feeling finally got realized in today's dives. Seeing a hammerhead for the first time left me with such a feeling of accomplishment, but the tiger shark left me utterly captivated. Seeing these 2 sharks swimming side by side right in front of me was beyond what words can describe. And today's adventure showed exactly why the ocean is home to the coolest and most fascinating animals on the planet.